Gabriel García Márquez was the master chronicler of the human condition, a writer who wove the threads of love, solitude, and revolution into a tapestry that still captivates us today. His life was a testament to the transformative power of storytelling, marked by exile, politics, and a relentless pursuit of literary truth. García Márquez's early life was marked by the kind of solitude that can be both a burden and a blessing for a writer. Born in Aracataca, Colombia, he spent his childhood surrounded by the stories of his grandparents, which would later become the fertile ground for his magical realism. His grandfather, a veteran of the Thousand Days' War, would regale him with tales of bloodshed and heroism, instilling in him a sense of history's weight and the human cost of conflict. This exposure to the harsh realities of war and the fantastical elements of Colombian folklore would eventually find its way into his writing as he learned to weave the threads of fact and fiction into a unique narrative fabric. As a young man, García Márquez was drawn to the world of journalism, working as a reporter for the Colombian newspaper El Universal. This experience not only honed his writing skills, but also gave him a keen eye for observation, allowing him to capture the essence of the people and places he encountered. His time at the University of Bogotá, where he studied law, was marked by a growing disillusionment with the formalities of education and a deepening passion for literature. It was during this period that he began to write short stories, experimenting with the genre and developing the distinctive voice that would become his hallmark. The influence of his mentors, particularly the Spanish poet and philosopher José Martínez Ruiz, also known as Azorín, cannot be overstated. Azorin's emphasis on the importance of simplicity, clarity, and emotional authenticity in writing resonated deeply with García Márquez, who was determined to strip away the artifice and get to the heart of the human experience. This commitment to literary truth would guide him throughout his career as he navigated the complexities of Colombian politics, family history, and personal relationships. García Márquez's relationship with his contemporaries, including the likes of Julio Cortázar and Mario Vargas Llosa, was marked by a sense of camaraderie and intellectual curiosity. These writers, who would come to be known as the Latin American boom, were united by their desire to revolutionize the literary landscape and push the boundaries of language and form. Through their conversations, debates, and shared passion for storytelling, they created a vibrant community that nurtured and challenged each other's work. As García Márquez's writing career gained momentum, he found himself drawn to the themes of love, solitude, and social justice, which would become the hallmarks of his ova. His experiences as a journalist, coupled with his observations of the human condition, allowed him to craft stories that were both deeply personal and universally relatable. The historical context in which he wrote a time of great upheaval and transformation in Colombia also played a significant role in shaping his work as he sought to capture the essence of a nation in flux. García Márquez's experiences as a young journalist had a profound impact on his writing, teaching him to observe the world around him with a keen eye for detail. He would often say that his time at El Universal was like being a hunter in the forest, waiting for the perfect moment to capture his prey, in this case, the stories of the people and places he encountered. This ability to wait, to observe, and to listen would serve him well as he developed his unique narrative voice. As he delved deeper into the world of literature, García Márquez found himself drawn to the works of William Faulkner, whose complex, non-linear storytelling style would influence his own approach to narrative. He was also deeply affected by the poetry of Pablo Neruda, whose passionate and politically charged verse resonated with his own growing sense of social justice. These influences, combined with his own experiences as a journalist and his fascination with the stories of his grandparents, would eventually coalesce into the distinctive style that would come to define his writing. One of the key factors that set García Márquez apart from his contemporaries was his willingness to experiment with form and language. He was not afraid to push the boundaries of traditional storytelling, incorporating elements of magic realism, fantasy, and myth into his work. This approach would later become a hallmark of the Latin American boom, a literary movement that sought to revolutionize the way stories were told and experienced. García Márquez's innovative style, coupled with his deep understanding of the human condition, would earn him a reputation as one of the most exciting and innovative writers of his generation. As he navigated the complexities of Colombian politics and society, Garcia Marquez found himself drawn to the themes of love, family, and social justice. His experiences as a journalist had given him a unique perspective on the human cost of conflict and the struggles of everyday people, and he was determined to capture these stories in his writing. This commitment to telling the truth, no matter how difficult or complex, would guide him throughout his career as he explored the intricacies of the human heart and the struggles of a nation in flux. Garcia Marquez's relationship with his wife, Mercedes Barcha, was also a significant influence on his writing. She was his rock, his confidant, and his partner in every sense of the word. Together, they would navigate the ups and downs of his career, supporting each other through the struggles and celebrating each other's triumphs. Mercedes was more than just a wife. She was a muse, a critic, and a fellow traveler on the journey of life. Her presence would be felt throughout Garcia Marquez's work as he explored the complexities of love, family, and relationships. Garcia Marquez's experiences as a young journalist had also given him a unique perspective on the human condition, allowing him to observe the world around him with a keen eye for detail. As he delved deeper into the world of literature, Garcia Marquez found himself drawn to the works of other writers who were pushing the boundaries of traditional storytelling. He was particularly influenced by the Argentine writer Jorge Luis Borges, whose complex and philosophical short stories would later influence Garcia Marquez's own approach to narrative. He was also deeply affected by the Mexican writer Juan Rulfo, whose novel Pedro Páramo would become a benchmark for Garcia Marquez's own explorations of the human condition. He was not afraid to incorporate elements of myth, fantasy, and magic into his work, creating a unique blend of realism and surrealism that would come to define the Latin American boom. This approach would later be praised for its innovative storytelling and its ability to capture the complexities of the human experience. Garcia Marquez's major works, such as 100 Years of Solitude and Love in the Time of Cholera, would go on to become landmarks of 20th century literature. These novels, with their complex characters, non-linear storytelling, and richly detailed settings, would cement Garcia Marquez's reputation as one of the most important writers of his generation. His writing was not just a reflection of his own experiences, but also a commentary on the world around him, a world marked by social upheaval, political turmoil, and cultural transformation. The historical context in which Garcia Marquez wrote also played a significant role in shaping his work. Colombia was a country in turmoil, marked by civil war, social unrest, and economic instability. Garcia Marquez's writing was not just a reflection of this turmoil, but also a commentary on the human condition, a condition marked by struggle, resilience, and hope. His novels, with their complex characters and nonlinear storytelling, would capture the essence of this turmoil, creating a unique and powerful portrait of a nation in flux. As Garcia Marquez's writing career gained momentum, he found himself drawn to the themes of solitude and isolation. His novel 100 Years of Solitude, with its intricate web of family relationships and historical events, would become a landmark of 20th century literature. This novel, with its complex characters and non-linear storytelling, would cement Garcia Marquez's reputation as one of the most important writers of his generation. A writer who was not afraid to experiment with form and language, and who was determined to capture the complexities of the human experience. The solitude that Garcia Marquez explored in his writing was not just a personal theme, but also a reflection of the world around him. Colombia was a country marked by isolation and disconnection, where people were often forced to rely on themselves and their families for survival. Garcia Marquez's writing would capture this sense of solitude, creating a powerful portrait of a nation in flux, a nation marked by struggle, resilience, and hope. Garcia Marquez's commitment to telling the truth, no matter how difficult or complex, would guide him throughout his career. He was not afraid to confront the harsh realities of Colombian society, from the violence and corruption to the poverty and inequality. His writing would be a commentary on these realities, a call to action that would inspire readers to think critically about the world around them. As Garcia Marquez's reputation as a writer grew, he found himself at the center of a literary movement that would come to be known as magical realism. This movement, with its unique blend of realism and surrealism, would capture the complexities of the human experience, complexities that were marked by struggle, resilience, and hope. Garcia Marquez's writing would be a benchmark for this movement, a standard against which other writers would be measured. The influence of Garcia Marquez's writing can still be felt today in the works of writers such as Gabriel García Márquez's own son, Rodrigo Garcia, who has followed in his father's footsteps as a writer and journalist. The themes that Garcia Marquez explored in his writing, solitude, isolation, love, and social justice, continue to resonate with readers around the world, creating a powerful portrait of a nation in flux, a nation marked by struggle, resilience, and hope. Garcia Marquez's legacy as a writer is not just limited to his own work, but also extends to the writers who have been influenced by him. His commitment to telling the truth, no matter how difficult or complex, has inspired a generation of writers to think critically about the world around them. A world marked by social upheaval, political turmoil, and cultural transformation. His writing will continue to be a benchmark for literary excellence, a standard against which other writers will be measured. The power of Garcia Marquez's writing lies in its ability to capture the complexities of the human experience. His novels, with their complex characters and non-linear storytelling, create a unique and powerful portrait of a nation in flux, a nation marked by struggle, resilience, and hope. His commitment to telling the truth, no matter how difficult or complex, has inspired readers around the world to think critically about the world around them. Garcia Marquez's writing is not just a reflection of his own experiences, but also a commentary on the world around him. His novels, with their intricate web of family relationships and historical events, capture the essence of Colombian society, a society marked by social upheaval, political turmoil, and cultural transformation. His writing will continue to be a powerful tool for social commentary, inspiring readers to think critically about the world around them. In the end, Gabriel Garcia Marquez's life and work serve as a testament to the power of storytelling to capture the human experience in all its complexity. His writing continues to transport us to a world of wonder, magic, and harsh realities, inviting us to reflect on our own place within the grand tapestry of history. As he so eloquently put it, what matters in life is not what happens to you, but what you remember and how you remember it. Garcia Marquez's legacy reminds us that our memories, our stories, and our imaginations have the power to shape not only our individual lives, but also the world around us. Like this episode if it hit true. Share it if you respect honest talk about authors. Subscribe because we'll do this again. This is Ernest, signing off.